may hear that and go, what? You're blessed when you get insulted and persecuted. That doesn't make sense. And of course, hey, if Jesus isn't the king of your life, then of course that's not going to make sense to you. Hey guys, welcome to the video today. I hope that the audio works, but I think it might be a little bit choppy. So sorry about that in advance. It's a bit windy out here today, but came to a beautiful spot. So let's get at it. I'm out on a little walk, hike up in the Hunter Valley up above it. Pretty nice area with some pretty good views and lookouts. But yeah, I thought I'd come out here and do the video today. It's such a nice day. So before I start, I want to ask you this. Who doesn't make stuff right just because we believe it? Is something true and right because we believe it? I think most people would say no, it doesn't. But with that in mind, just listen to this Bible verse. It's in Judges chapter 21, verse 25. And here's what it says. In those days, Israel had no king. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes. Now, that's a bit of an ominous verse. It comes right at the end of the book of Judges. And if you read the book of Judges, you know that a lot of bad things are going on for God's people, Israel, in those times when they didn't have a king. A lot of bad things. It was chaotic. They were doing things in their what they thought were right. They didn't have a king. Now, my question to you is, who's your king? Do you have a king? Maybe you are your own king and you're doing things that are right in your own eyes. Now, my king is Jesus. I look to him. And here's what he says. Here's what he says in the book of Matthew, in chapter 6. He is preaching to the people and he starts by telling them something really interesting. Here's what he says. Blessed are those when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Jesus, right? He's talking about himself. Now think about that for a second. Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you? It's not what you were thinking would have us believe, right? But this is what Jesus says, and he goes on a little further. He says, rejoice and be glad because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who came before you. Now, look where Jesus is getting our focus. He's getting it off the everyday. He's getting it on to where? The kingdom of heaven. So blessed are when you get insulted and persecuted for the name of Jesus. Now, a lot of people you might hear, oh, I'm so blessed I got a new house. I'm so blessed I got all this stuff. You don't hear many people say, oh, hey, I got some persecution and insults today for the name of Jesus. Blessed am I. We should feel blessed when those things happen, and we can count ourselves blessed when those things happen because great is our reward in heaven. When we listen to Jesus and his words and obey him, then we are blessed, even when we're insulted. Even when we're insulted, we are blessed because we got our focus where? Not on this part, not here where we are now, but on the kingdom of heaven. I want you to just hear what Jesus also says at the end of that sermon. There was a lot of things he went on to talk about. Love your enemies, don't steal, a lot of things. You could go and read that in Matthew, read the whole thing. But here's what he says at the end. And while I say this, I'm just going to show you this awesome view. It's pretty amazing. It's a bit windy, so hopefully you can hear me over this microphone. But here we go. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the storm rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundations on the rock. And that rock is what? It's Jesus Christ. That house, that's you. That's how you're building your house, right? Are you building it on the rock like Jesus? Is he your king? Or are you being your own king? That's what Jesus says at the end of that big long sermon, where at the beginning he says, blessed are those who are insulted and persecuted in his name. For why? The kingdom of heaven is their reward. At the end of that, he says, you're wise to listen to all those words that Jesus said. Why? Because, hey, the rain's going to come, the persecution will come, all those things are coming, but they aren't the end for you. If you're standing on the rock, Jesus Christ, where's your reward? It's up in heaven. It's not down here. Now, you will probably have good things come, maybe, but not necessarily like the good things that we might think in our worldly mind. No. Take a look. There's people living in poverty today. Poverty all over the world. In fact, most of the world lives in poverty. But if you believe in Jesus, even in these trials, you can look up and you can say, hey, my reward is up there, and God will give you his peace through all the trials that happen down here. You don't have to worry. He's with you. You will be upheld. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, true knowledge is meant to be shared. So tell a friend or 2 or 4 or 6 or 10. Tell 10 friends what you learned today. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless you guys. Bye.